What's going on, y'all? This is Isaiah Fowler, the founder of SWAV Eyewear and SWAV Agency. And today is another episode of the Starts with a Vision Reloaded podcast. And today I want to talk about how to have a successful launch, right? I feel like everybody, that's a big topic, right? Everybody wants to have a big launch or a successful launch, and you hear about it all the time. Some people it's like programs. Some people it is they launch their business and things like that. So before I get into it, what I want to say is if you are watching this and you know somebody who has a product-based business, share this podcast with them, because every Monday and Wednesday we are coming to you to help you grow your direct consumer brand in whatever way, right? We got different topics that we talk about every Monday and Wednesday. And subscribe to the YouTube channel too, right? So when we think about a product launch, number one, I want you guys to know that don't put too much pressure on a launch. You should put more focus on the sustainability after the launch, right? That's first and foremost. Make sure you focus on the sustainability after the launch. No matter if it's a brand new business or if it's already a business. And then secondly, you don't want to only be depending on launches, right? That's equivalent to you being a music artist and you're depending on a hit single, right? Or a hit record. Before I really get into having a successful launch, you want to make sure that you're not focused on just numbers, just revenue. And, I have to redo this launch again next month to recreate this moment. Because what that ends up doing is you actually put yourself in a box. So I'm coming to you from the perspective of, I'm going to give you some game on if you are brand new or if you already have a product. Well, not even already have a product, but if you already have your company, it's running, et cetera, give you some pointers or give you some perspective on that. But just know it's really not, especially if you're just in the beginning phases of your business, it's not about the launch, it's about the sustainability. If you've been watching, you already know I care more about the sustainability than anything. Because what good is a launch if you launch it today and then 12 months later it's not around? Unless that was your plan. But I'm pretty sure that wasn't your plan, right? So that's what I want to say. So let's say you have an idea and you're getting ready to launch your business, and then we're going to talk about if you already have a company. But let's say you have an idea and you've, came up with it. You kind of are already getting ready to launch it, right? Let's say right before you launch it. Here are some things that you want to think about and that you want to do. I think the biggest thing is, and remember I say this, a lot of people launch and then they find the audience. The key is find the audience and then you launch, right? I'm going to say that one more time. Most people launch and then find the audience, but what you really should do is find the audience and then you launch. That's the secret. So you need an audience, point blank, period. So now you may say, how do I get an audience if I don't have it? And this is my business. That's why I say sustainability is so important, because it's not about the launch. Because if you launch something and you don't make a lot of money, then you probably going to be thinking, oh, I'm a failure. Nobody wants this product. But you didn't even have anybody on your distribution list, right? So it doesn't matter. So here's what you do. Let's say, it's a brand new business. This is what I would do. Number one, you want to do some market research. So you want to create some surveys and you want to, get as many people to fill out this survey as possible for your product. So you say, hey, I'm getting ready to launch this product or whatever. I want to see if you're willing to do a survey. I did this for my Kickstarter, right? And so what I asked them was, well, in the survey, depending on what your product is, you just ask them certain questions. Do you use this frequently? How many times do you use this? How many times a year do you use this? How much would you purchase on this product? How often would you buy it? These things, depending on what your product is, right? I'm not telling you to put those exact questions in, but it depends on what product you are selling. So then you sit here and say, okay, cool, got that. Then what you end up doing is, now you have that, and then at the bottom of that survey, you get their email list, their email address, but also you ask them, how much would you spend on this product? And then do you want to be notified on, when we go live, right? And then with those surveys, you create a spreadsheet of everybody who says yes. And then you could also reach out to as many people as you know personally and say, yo, I'm launching this product. I'm launching this business. This is what I'm doing. This is what I'm selling. This is how much it's going to be. We're going to launch on this day. And this is going to be our, promotion when we launch. Boom. And then you ask them, are you down to, purchase? Yes or no? Get a verbal yes. Because if they say yes out of their mouth, they don't want to seem like they lied to you when the time comes. And then you get this whole spreadsheet, right? And then when you end up launching, you already have, X amount of people that say yes. So let's just say, for example, let's say, well, for my Kickstarter, I had about 150 people that were committed, that said yes. I did the math. If all the people that said that they were going to do what they did day one, I would have raised my goal day one. But of course, there's something called, a statistical funnel. So, 150 people say yes. Only a percentage of those people are going to do what they say. And then a smaller percentage are going to do what they say on the day that they said it, right? So you're going to have top, the middle, and the bottom. So then that's why you have to have things at a larger number. Because a lot of people think that they're not successful, but they just don't have their numbers up so that the statistics can work in their favor, right? What I mean by that is, let's think about the email list. A lot of people think email doesn't work because they only have 300 people on their email list. But you really see the true power of email when you have 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, 40,000 people on your email list. And you have to build up to that. So if you're launching a product from scratch, do this and I guarantee you will make money, right? I had a client last month, she did this, and now before she launches, she's already gonna do like $5,000 to $10,000, right? Because we built the audience up front rather than have the product and launching it to crickets. And now what? And that's what causes stress and worry and all these different things. And this is literally a formula that you could follow over and over and over again, right? And then what you do is now you launch it, right? Because you already have X amount of people that said yes. And then you put some content around that, right? The content being promotional content of the product. So you could get a minute video, a minute and a half video, a small brand story video, however you want to do that. You get your graphic assets, right? You have your promotion, and you want to have a special for like a launch special if this is you're launching a brand new business, right? And then boom, you launch it. And you also want to ask yourself, what would make this a success? Do we want to do X amount of dollars? Do we want to sell X amount of products, X amount of units? You have to define what the actual metric of the success is before you even launch. So that way you know what it is. And also you want to know what is the launch period of success, right? Are we measuring this in 7 days? Is 7 days our launch? Is the first month the launch? Or is it 3 days? These are all, these all are things that you want to think about. And you create the definition of what the actual success is, right? And then that's really in a nutshell, very simply, how you launch a product from scratch. I'm not talking about how to source a product and everything like that, but I'm talking about how to go from, okay, I have this idea, I know what I want to do, and then how do I kind of tangibly, get some results? Do that. I did that, and I'm literally doing it right now for something else, right? For the agency. So do that, and then boom. And every new collection, I do for an eyewear company, something similar to that, right? But we have an email list now, so we're starting to leverage that. So now, let's say you have a business already. You're doing 5, 10,000, 30,000 a month. Okay, we want to launch a new product. Now, of course, it's gonna, be unique to every single individual, every individual brand. But let's just say that you have a company, you're doing $25,000, $30,000 a month, right? So number one, what a lot of people do is, because they have a email list already and stuff, they think that, they're going to be able to maximize it. So when you have a launch, you really want to be able to maximize, right? Maximize the event. So you want to make your launch, number one, an event around the brand too, right? So you're making an event. So number one, if you look at all the movies, every single movie that comes out has a trailer, and we see this one trailer for how long? We see this one trailer for like at least 3 to 6 months. 3 months is on a very, very low end. So because what are they doing? They're building the audience before they launch it, right? So they spend all this money in marketing, get you to anticipate it, and then on that first day, we see what the results are. But they say that first weekend is kind of like their metrics of the success, right? That's how they measure things. First weekend in the box office, this movie did this. Even though Fast and Furious has, it's a franchise, but they still are marketing it, 6 months in advance. Every single movie, that's been their blueprint. Every movie that goes like it's a big movie, no matter how big it's anticipated, it still has, 6 months of promotion before, right? The actors are going to interview on platforms and everything like that. So for you, right, you have a product and you want to, number one, get your photos and your mock-ups. If you're fashion, whatever it is, right? And then you want to start building that anticipation. So let's say like Nike, right? Nike will post a photo or run an ad, and it'll say this shoe, and then it'll have the date at the bottom, right? Releases this day. And now the fanatics of Nike are like, oh shoot, I gotta set my alarm clock for that date, right? So boom, that's how you kind of start that. So you start building that interest, because very few people will be able to just drop a product today and then it's just gonna go up. And it can make money, but will you be able to fully maximize that is the question. Because you gotta think about it. You already have your business is already generating income, right? It's already having sales. So you don't wanna just plop it in there randomly, because that will kind of mess up your monthly sales from what you're used to doing. You'll see a spike and then it'll go back down. You want to methodically, strategically do this. And that's why I say strategy is always so important, because strategy is the how you're going about things, right? So then, okay, you start building that anticipation, and then you have some content, of course, right? Now you start emailing your list and you start leveraging that. And you could build up that anticipation however you want. And then, of course, you want to have your metrics. What is going to make this successful? What do we want to do in revenue, right? How many units do we want to sell? boom, 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 et cetera, et cetera. Is this going to be an exclusive launch? Is this going to be a limited order quantity launch, right? Is this a collab launch? What is the actual strategy behind all of this? These are the things that you want to really, really, really be asking yourself, because that's what's going to dictate the success of this launch, right? And then, of course, you're going to want to do it from a perspective of, know the time that your audience is best, going to respond. Is it going to be at midnight? Is it going to be 8 a.m? It really just depends. And it's really all up to you, right? And then what you end up doing is you say, all right, cool. Now we got that. Now we know what time. Now we got people anticipating that. And then, okay, now you're going to have the content, and you could do like a little trailer, just like a movie, right? A little trailer content. Because here's the thing about static images. Static images are good. They're cool, but video will always be like the best, because you're able to really showcase things and show people different things in different ways, and people could like build a deeper connection with you as a founder, or you as the brand, right? So what you do is you start having these small little trailers, and then boom, when you do launch it, of course you're going to give it to your email list first, or your VIP people within your email list first, right? And you could do it in tiers. This is all up to you, and like there's no right or wrong way, right? But this is just something that we've done with the client. And so you have it in tiers. And so first off, VIP this day, right? We're going to give it to the VIP people early. So they're going to get a chance to buy this product a day early. And that's going to incentivize people to actually get on the VIP. But in order to get on a VIP, you have to spend a certain amount of dollars throughout the cycle of the business, right? So if you spent over this amount, you're on a VIP, you will get first access to this product, right? So now you got a portion or a segment of your list that's like, damn, I wish I was on VIP. So that's going to increase the urgency. So they're going to see a certain amount of people got the product already, screenshotting it, and you're telling them, hey, share this on social media, and then boom, right? Now you got the regular segment of the people. Now it's going to drop this day. And then, you could say the first, 100 people, we're going to do this for them. We're going to do this for them. We're going to give this to them. It just depends on what you have to offer in your business. It depends on what your margins are and everything like that. And then that's going to be like, general population, everybody can get it, right? And is it going to be 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, whatever, right? Everybody wants to make all this money in 1 day, but let's just have a strategy for what the actual blueprint and the roadmap is for this actual launch, right? What's the time frame? And then let's say it's a 7-day launch. Okay, you got the first day, and you got to understand that when you launch anything, there's going to be an initial spike, and then it's going to like low key, like immediately drop. So you got to combat it dropping. So it's going to spike. And then what's going to keep it spiked? It's going to be excitement and content. Excitement and content. You cannot allow people to forget that you just dropped this product, right? If you drop a brand new product, the next month, you should still be talking about it because it's still new. I think it's safe to say you could go all in on a brand new product for 60 to 90 days to really squeeze out the juice, because people are going to forget that this is a brand new product, right? Because a portion of your product lineup is already accepted, but you're going to have another portion of, the brand new product, it's not fully integrated into the product lineup yet. So you're going to have to overly market it so people can understand that this is what you're selling, right? And get people to purchase it. And this is why there's certain products that just don't sell. It's not because they're bad products, because you just don't market those products enough in your business, because you just focus on the best sellers, right? And so then I really think that's why I say sustainability. You have the launch. And then what are we doing after the launch to really, really, really take advantage of this new product, right? So those are ways that you can maximize your launch and actually have a successful launch. right? And I want you guys to think about those things and see how you can implement them inside of your business, because we've done some of those things and we've seen good results. Clients have been able to actually maximize what they already were going to do, right? Let's say one client, they were going to do, on average, a launch will do 60,000 in the first day or two. Then if we do this strategy or something like this, or think about it like this, then in the first day or two, it'll do 125,000, right? So that's the difference. And the thing is, you don't really see the difference if you're not really doing like a good amount of revenue. So you start to think that this doesn't work. If you're only doing 3K a month, you're not going to really see it. And that's why consistency is so important, because consistency will get you to the point where you're doing more revenue, and then you'll be able to start really seeing how these things work and flow together, right? So that's what I wanted to talk about today. How to have a successful launch, things to think about, things to consider, right? So if you're rocking with this, be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel, to the podcast, right? And every Monday and Wednesday, we're going to keep bringing these. And just always remember, every single thing you do in life, it starts with a vision. Peace.